All right, we've got some breaking news coming in from the U.S. now. A shooting has been reported in Virginia where congressmen were practicing baseball. One of the senior Congress leaders is said to have been seriously injured. We're going to get to a few more updates on that story very shortly, but this is the latest information we've got coming in from the state of Virginia in the United States. There's been a shooting there while some senior congressmen were out there playing baseball when this incident took place. The United States has been grappling with a number of shootouts such as these. In fact, an Indian national just in February was killed in a similar shootout incident at a bar in Kansas. Srinivas Kuchibhotla's murderer, Adam Purinton, was recently charged on federal hate crime and firearm possession charges. This is the latest information we're getting to you from Virginia, a state in the south of the country where this incident has taken place. Senior congressmen were practicing baseball when the incident took place. I'm joined live on the broadcast by my colleague Archit Seshadri for more details. Archit, I understand this is early days yet, but what do we know and where exactly has this incident taken place?
Yeah, just to put things into perspective, Aisha, it's not even 8:30 in the morning in the United States, in D.C., Washington, D.C. This was in Alexandria, a very prominent suburb in Washington, D.C., in the state of Virginia. From what we understand, the congressman, as well as some of his close aides, were out and about on a Wednesday morning practicing baseball when apparently a gunman opened fire. We're looking at a witness reaction on Twitter. It looks like multiple people were shot, but from what we do know, local media, they're reporting that this senior congressman was shot in the hip. He is likely to survive. No word on the condition of some of the others who may have been hurt. But again, all of this comes on the brinks of a very delicate political situation in the United States, with the Republicans and the Democrats sort of going back and forth with the Trump administration. No word on the condition of the suspect. We were reading some reports saying he has been caught down. On social media, there's been a flurry of information about this, saying there's about 20-30 police cars there. So authorities certainly are taking whatever they can to make sure that this is not a mass shooting type of incident. Now, no word if these people were targeted deliberately because of their political affiliations, or if this was a random attack and they were just at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Archit, I'm given to understand that obviously the reasons behind this can't be determined as early on as right now, but just going by any sort of shooting incident that takes place at a public place, keeping in mind the sort of incidents that have been taking place across Europe in the last couple of weeks, terror really can't ever be taken off the table. So there are multiple concerns when there is an incident such as this. Absolutely.
Terror certainly can't be ruled out, but given what we're seeing at this point, no word on if this is a terror-related incident or if this just a lone wolf incident. In fact, just weeks ago, there was a situation in Orlando where a disgruntled employee opened fire at a business. In fact, all of this happening on the brinks of the Pulse, a nightclub shooting in Orlando. So this could be politically motivated. This could just be a random incident, or it could be terror. Police still investigating the scene. From what we do know at this point is that several people were shot when they were practicing baseball. This was at a YMCA field in Alexandria, Virginia. Virginia is in the northeastern part of the country in Washington, D.C. It's a very prominent area. This is a typical Wednesday morning, so these people could have just been gathering, perhaps meeting before heading to Capitol Hill. So no word on if they were targeted specifically because they were politically affiliated, if they were Republican, but certainly tensions running high in the United States with a Trump administration. So we're not sure if that has anything to do with this shooting, but the fact that many of them were in that area certainly begs that question. And usually when there are political figures, politicians, there is a lot of security, especially in Washington, D.C. You see snipers all around the place, but that security is typically in the area of the White House, in the Capitol. This happened in a suburb. So from what we can imagine, extrapolate that these people were just out and about enjoying their Wednesday morning, perhaps getting coffee, getting breakfast, or just hanging out at the baseball field. So we don't know if this was a work meeting of such, but right now local media, they're reporting that a senior congressman was shot and possibly several others. No word on if the suspect was shot or what the condition of that suspect is
in
just
fact,
yet.
I've got an update here. Fox News is reporting that the House Majority Whip Steve Scalise is the person who's been shot in the hip, and multiple congressional aides were also hit by the gunman with a rifle. He apparently opened fire at a baseball practice in Virginia this Wednesday morning, as my colleague Archit Seshadri was just pointing out for us. At least one aide, as per Fox News, has been shot in the chest. I'm also looking at a tweet by the press secretary, Sean Spicer. He says that both the President of the United States and the Whip are well aware of the developing situation in Virginia. Goes on to say that the administration's thoughts and prayers are with all affected. Apparently, this again, I'm quoting local media reports. Fox News saying that the gunman has been shot by U.S. Capitol Police. He's been apprehended and taken to the hospital. However, Senator Mike Lee has also told the news organization that the gunman was dead. This is a developing situation in Virginia, and it's taken place very close to Washington, D.C., the capital of the United States. It's a suburb where this incident has taken place. Apparently, these congressmen were at a baseball practice when the shooting took place. We're given to understand that the attacker has been neutralized. Meanwhile, Steve Scalise, the majority whip, has been shot in the hip and has also suffered multiple congressional aides have also been hit by a gunman with a rifle. He opened fire at a baseball practice in Virginia on Wednesday morning. The Independent is reporting that this shooting has taken place in Alexandria at a charity baseball practice. My colleague Archit is back with us, this time with more updates from social media. Archit, what are you picking up on the story?
Kind of show you what the Twitterati are talking about with regards to the story. We've been sort of monitoring social media. It looks like the U.S. congressman was apparently playing baseball with some of his colleagues when a gunman apparently opened fire. We're hearing that several reports of fire, about 50 gunshots fired. A lot of the media there are reporting that this man is Representative Steve Scalise, as we just pointed out. It all rang out early in the morning. It's 6 o'clock here in New Delhi almost, so not even 8:30 there in the morning in Washington, D.C., of course, the capital there. And a lot of people posting about, yet another shooting incident that's taking place in the United States. Every few months you see situations like this, so Twitter quickly becoming a quick avenue for people to post information. Still early on at this point, no word on what the reason or the type of a shooting this was, if this was just a man perhaps out and about shooting, if these people were caught in the act of fire. One of the tweets, in fact, just coming back 10 minutes ago says, quote, "This horrific mass shooting will garner attention from Washington because a member of Congress was shot." So that's very interesting, because a lot of the times you don't see politicians shot. There's heavy security usually in Washington, D.C., which also is going to beg the question, what happened? Was security not in place? Were they not there at this specific location? Again, still early on at this point, gathering details. What we can tell you is a congressional Senate Majority Whip from the House of Representatives, rather, shot while playing baseball, as well as his other aides. We do know that the suspect apparently is in custody. We don't know the identity of the suspect just yet, but apparently 50 shots fired early Wednesday morning in Washington, D.C.
Thanks, Archit, for those details. Just to take our viewers through what's happened and what we are tracking for you right now. This is a shooting that's taking place in Alexandria. It's a suburb of Washington, D.C., but in the state of Virginia. Remember, this is a tri-state area. There are 3 states in the neighborhood. Virginia, Maryland form part of that region. The shooting takes place where a number of congressmen had gathered early on Wednesday morning for a baseball practice. We're hearing that Scott Scalise is the man who's been shot. He is the majority whip. We're also hearing that a number of congressional aides were hit when a man opened fire using a rifle. Reports say that the man has been taken into custody. However, one senator has gone ahead and said that he might have already be dead. Picking up some more updates from social media, it seems that the Congressman Republican Mo Brooks said that he was watching the other members of the House of Representatives getting into practice for the game tomorrow night when these shots broke out.